In this topic, we will look at the AW Sales Analysis worksheet, which we can see here. The workbook is stored in Office 365 and it contains a data model which is sourced from a mix of on-premises and external data. All reports are based on this data model. The workbook itself is centrally and securely stored in the cloud. Authorized users can search for workbooks and they can open them to view and interact with the data. So first of all, let's interact with the sales dashboard that we see in front of us here. On the parameters pane on the right hand side, we will enter a different year, financial year 2011. We can see the year has changed over here. So this is now a solution which is delivered by a data model in Excel, which is actually stored in the cloud in Office 365. So let's hide the parameters pane. And what we can do now is click on the icon in the bottom right hand corner, and this will allow us to open the workbook in full view. So what we will do now is we will select the Sales Performance Worksheet, and we will change the year by interacting with the cell B1. So we will go for financial year 2012 and remove FY 2011. So we can see here that the numbers have changed. We could also hide data we don't want to see. For example, we could hide Canada under there. What we can do now is click on the field list over on the right hand side to open the pivot table fields. We can modify the pivot table by adding columns. So if we click on distinct products, we can see here on the right hand side a new column has been added with the number of distinct products sold by these individuals here. So let's move the parameters pane out of the way and we'll look at the salesperson sales dashboard here. So once again, we could interact with the data and select another year, for example, and look at individual salesperson data. So if we look at 2012, we could look at the data for Garrett Vargas, for example. We can see that the numbers change. We could also just simply change the year by clicking on any one of these filters. So when we look at the sales by country sheet, we can interact once more by changing to the years that we want to see. So if we look at FY 2014, it says no multiples to display. So let's clear that filter and we can see the data here. We could also interact with it by filtering so we can see the particular data points that we are interested in. For example, we could look at bikes and see the proportion in the pie chart of the sales that were specific to bikes. And that is the end of demo.